Story 1. A job interview I still think about. Hey everyone, first time poster. It's not the scariest, but one of the weirdest that left me with a strange feeling. So this is about the weirdest job interview I ever had. This happened sometime after February 2018. My brother's community college was having a job fair. I went in thinking, hey, this is legit. I'm gonna go take some resumes, see what happens. So we're at the fair, a couple of cool booths, people looking for photographers, etc. And we come across this table. I asked what they do. We work in contracts with entertainment or something like that. I hand the guy my resume, and he looks at me, puts it down, doesn't even look at my resume, and wants to schedule an interview with me. So I agree. I have to add, at this time I wasn't doing well mentally. I was in the middle of what I now know was an emotional breakdown, and I wasn't eating, etc. So y'all can imagine what I looked like, but nonetheless, I secure the interview, do my internet research, and find this company doesn't really have a digital footprint besides their super bare bones website. Nothing on Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta, Indeed, nothing nowhere. The job interview was in a random building right off the freeway. So I show up, and there's no parking near the building, so I park in a neighborhood and go to the building, and there's this guy, I would say mid-40s, who's friendly and helps me figure out how to get on the floor I'm supposed to be on. He says he's on his way out, and I thanked him and went up. When I get to the floor, I realize I forgot my resume, so I leave the building, walk back to my car. When I make my way back to the building, I see the same guy, just standing by a window of the building, standing there staring into nothing, and seemed surprised that I was behind him and not upstairs. Then I got to the job interview, and the front desk lady is a blonde girl in basically a spaghetti strap shirt and black pants, and she interviews me. And the strangest thing is this woman was like tweaker skinny, okay, not to body shame or anything, but like, not to body shame, but to like, but she's so thin, it didn't seem normal. Now, when I first met the guys at the job fair, they were in suits, dressed sharply, and they worked with DirecTV. And during the interview, they basically say they're just handing out Obama phones on the streets. What?
Now, let me be clear.
The whole office was decorated in basic Target decorations. Then the next week, they scheduled me for an interview, and there's the same old dude, but this time he was interviewing, and he had the same weird panicked look as last time. At the front desk this day was another young woman, better dressed, but just as tweaker skinny. And my interviewer this time was some guy in his early 20s wearing a suit 2 sizes too big, comically so. The guy gave me an interview, and it was basically the same interview, and they were going to start my onboarding. Something felt weird, and something told me just to say no, so I ended up bailing, but damn does this interview stand out in my head. I emailed the community college about it later, but basically was told, LOL, we can't fix it if the people at our job fairs lie about their jobs. Which, having worked at a college department that did job fairs, really concerned me. How could they not verify people who showed up? I know at my old department, they would painstakingly verify the people there. To this day, I'm still worried about this. How many other college students have these people met? What is their exact goal? Why were all the female staff so thin? And why did they have no real social media footprint for an entertainment-centered company? How many people fell for this? And what exactly did I almost get myself into? I would say probably a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, as someone who's almost been hired by a few pyramid schemes, I get in there like, this doesn't seem like a real job. This seems like definitely a multi-level marketing
MLM.
scheme. MLM, baby.
MLM. There was a story. Oh, sorry. What were we going to say?
No, go for it.
There was a story that I can't remember like where I heard it on or anything, but it basically was this woman who was really desperate for a job, and she showed up at this like rundown building that looked like a dentist's office or something, and the guy wore just like a plain lab coat and took her to the back. It was a weird story, but basically the same energy, but that one maybe a little bit scarier. But
yeah, some people are saying this sounds like badly disguised human traffickers, which I could also see that happening. But yeah, I've gone to like different job interviews, and they're like, yeah, it's like some like random building that I've never been into, never even noticed.
Yeah.
And you like, oh yeah, go to the 3rd floor and talk to this receptionist, and it looks like a set for an office and not an actual office.
Yeah.
Like, if I, like, flicked one of the walls, it would fall over. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, you talk to the really young receptionist who... It's like, oh, yeah, Mr. Johnson, we'll see you now. And it's, like, a guy who's maybe 22.
Yeah.
In a fucking zoot suit, it looks like.
Yeah,
and,
a super ill-fitting suit. It's hanging over his arms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, I never took any of those jobs. So.
Yeah. I've gone to interviews at, like, Starbucks and Panera and stuff for really vague companies. Mm-hmm. That I didn't follow up with because the interview always felt, like, odd. Like, it wasn't anything super weird, but it was always like, oh, like, we offer this pay, but you only start off at this pay for this amount of time, and we can only guarantee this many months of work kind of thing. Yeah. Or they'll, like, blow it up and be like, we have full-time dental or all dental and health insurance and all of these cool things. And you're like, well, if you're such a big company, why are you meeting me at a Panera?
Why are we not meeting at
an office building?
Yeah. There's this one job that I got in Atlanta, and they're like, yeah, you'll be training for a management role. And I was like, okay, cool. Great that you provide the training. That's a normal thing. But then I get to it, and everyone's supposed to be in the management track. I was like, who are we managing if we're all managers?
Yeah.
And
everybody's managing each other.
Yeah, it's like all it really was setting up a product at, like, Costco and being like, do you like this hair straightener? I'm like, don't call that a management. That's not, this is a sales job.
It's like a cell phone business.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to run your own business. It's Mabel, or what was it? Mary Kay.
Mary Kay, yeah. My mom still has Mary Kay.
That's so funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mary Kay got everyone at some, not me, but
they wanted the cars. Yeah, me, 8 years old.
Did
the
you
softest hands ever.
Did you ever use Avon too? Did you get those?
My Nana did get Avon because there's something that they had that worked to repel mosquitoes. I don't know if it was a face cream or what it was. But.
Yeah. No, there were a lot of people in my neighborhood growing up that sold Avon.
Yeah.
There was this super... And it's probably really niche. It starts with a K. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It doesn't matter. It was this, like, super fruit berry juice thing that heals you. And it was a really big MLM in the area that I was living in. And so many of my friends fell for it. And one of the people that we would hang out with got an Audi. Yeah, from it with the big logo on the
Whoa.
side.
All right.
And then the company went bankrupt and you have to get it back.
Lame.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
yeah. My neighbor growing up had the Mary Kay car that she got. I wonder. Obviously, she doesn't still have it. That was like 20 years ago at least.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. He either had to give it back or he had to, like, take over payments on it. I can't remember now.
Sucks.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the Kalani. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
yeah, probably an MLM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably an M&M. No, yeah, I agree. It was probably an MLM or some sort of weird sales job that they do everything.
So when they said Obama phones, I thought it was like, you know how, like, a novelty phone, like how they have a hamburger phone, but it was like Obama.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no.
What would be the handset?
It would be his hand, and he would be holding a phone. It'd be like a bust of Obama with a hand, and he'd be holding a little phone for you.
I'd buy it.
I would buy that too.
I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
1,000% would have a novelty Obama phone.
Yeah. I just want a novelty phone in general. I think it'd be really fun to go back to a landline.
I have been thinking about that.
Yeah. I think it'd be really fun to go. I know it's not economically feasible because why would we if we have cell phones? But
too many people are calling me on my cell phone. I want to go back to the landline.
I know. I'm like, I think it'd be fun to be at home and have your friend call you instead of sitting and texting. You're like, oh, let me call and talk. And you just sit on your little lipstick phone. Yeah. That's all I want in the world. Yeah. Simple
I love
times.
A phone call, yeah.
Yeah. I do sometimes, but it's all honestly like really sparse. And I think having a cell, like the ability to text changed that, because when I was a kid, I talked on the phone. I would sit on our landline for hours, hours with my friends, not even talking, just sitting in silence sometimes,
Existing.
but just talking. And like relationships I had when I was younger, especially I was in a long distance one for a long time, we would just sit on the phone all night.
Yep.
All night. Literally we would fall asleep, wake up, and be like, you still there? Hey.
Yeah. Such is life of the landlines. Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait, what was that?